All right, sorry about that snafu there, folks. I have no idea what happened. Give me just 1 second. We'll get my friend Flo back on the line.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice.
Well, Flo, you gotta be there. Did I get you back,
8.
Flo? Nope. Well, it seems like Flo is done chatting with us for the night. I will send her a little message. There we go. I have no idea what happened, Flo. I'm just going to blame it on the internet gremlins tonight, darling.
From first-hand experience, so.
Oh, I know we all have those internet gremlin nights, and I will go investigating mine as soon as I get off the air.
Sounds good. Well, anyway, as I was saying, my dad was a World War I veteran, and I learned a lot from him about the military. I learned a lot I actually gained a great sense of appreciation from my father for what he did. And so I always wanted to serve the military. Well, I became a nurse, and I worked at the VA hospital, and I fell in love even more with the veterans. And I was injured, taking care of our veterans. I became disabled totally. So I made a choice to look for other ways to help our military. And so what I did was, after belonging to a internet group that I didn't find satisfactory for miscellaneous reasons, I chose to start my own, and I started Eagle Angels.
And now it's just a group of friends, and
pardon?
It's right now it's an informal group of friends. It's not a official charity yet, is it?
Not yet. In fact, we kind of have mixed feelings about whether we want to go down that route or not. There's 250 people that are members now, approximately. So we are 250 strong, and it's open to anyone. Doesn't have to be, you don't have to be a friend of mine particularly to join. You can be anyone, any place. What we do, we have several teams, and they do a lot of different things. We send a lot of care packages. We still send baked goods to our soldiers, as long as they know they're coming and they're aware of it. We also send a dozen cookies to veterans who have birthdays.
Now that's
and we know
fun.
Their address. We're always glad to help our veterans. We probably help our veterans as much as we do just about anyone else at this point in time. We do a lot for our active military team as well. We have a craft team that does things like blankets and pillows and, whatever someone needs, we try to help meet
Progressive presents Mindfulness with
Sorry, I just have something going cuckoo here.
It's all right. That's fine. It's been one of those nights, I think the gremlins are just kind of out, so that's cool.
Oh, I guarantee you they're out.
I think they are. So Eagle Angels is a very active group at this point in time. I'm very, very pleased. When I first started the group, I was like, am I really going the right direction? But I don't know if you ever get those feelings where you just know it's something you have to do.
Somebody, and I don't recall who, mentioned that Station Manager Ann might be hiding out among those 250 numbers.
That's yeah, she is a member. She is definitely a member, and I'm just thrilled to have her. Yeah.
That woman is so busy, I haven't figured out how she does it, Flo.
Oh, she's an amazing woman. That's all I can figure out. She's just amazing.
How she does it in a day is beyond my comprehension.
I know she has sent so many care packages, and I'm trying to think if it was this month or the month before that she was our Eagle Angel of the Month.
Wow.
And she just, she deserves it, you know. I was thrilled. It's actually it picks by random, but I was very pleased when it picked her because she is just such an outstanding angel. She's, helped so many of our soldiers by sending so many packages that I'm very touched by that. So I can't say enough good for her.
Well,
in a nutshell.
Speaking of soldiers and military, I was just about to go over an article from South Korea that I found rather interesting. And I actually checked with a couple of people that have been stationed in South Korea. It seems at Osan Air Base, which is about 3 hours, give or take a little bit. It's south of Seoul, significantly south. You have to take a train to get from Osan to Seoul, unless you've got a car. But it's significantly south of Seoul, and it's an Air Force base. And they did a surprise drill there today, unannounced, where they wanted to see how the soldiers would react to the base being attacked.
How did that go?
There's no official how it went that is snuck out or that I've seen yet, but the 4 or 5 soldiers I managed to get a hold of on 5 minutes notice to ask if, because I knew they'd all been stationed there, if that ever happened when they were stationed there. And some of them were stationed there as recently as 2015, Flo. None of this never happened when they were there. Not even during the sinking of the Chosun.
Yeah.
Back in 2010.
Obviously there's some crazy things going on in our world, and
good old quackers. Kim Jong-un, the neighbor lunatic to the north, is definitely up to no good. Now, I was promising my listeners that I'm working on putting together a special on North Korea because I've been saying this for months, but Fox News it was Fox, I believe, it was one of the major news outlets, might have been Fox, actually had a story on that said that Iran and North Korea, who've been working on missiles for years, well, the cooperation may be starting to go, it was North Korea to Iran. Well, the cooperation may be starting to go backwards.
Oh, wow.
And of course, Pakistani nuclear scientist A.Q. Khan is the one that basically taught North Korea how to make nuclear energy and or plutonium and highly enriched uranium. Now, of course, Pakistan, Flo, that's no true ally. They're what I call a frenemy. They're friendly enough to let us run supplies through their country when we were heavy in Afghanistan, but they're not friendly enough to actually help us. And they did harbor Osama bin Laden. And I don't believe that he could have been living just down the street around the corner from their version of West Point without them knowing. What do you think?
I'll tell you, nothing would surprise me. I'm just beyond shocked. I think there's a lot of crazy things going on in this world right now. And, I keep looking at that little dwarf from North Korea, and he just really, really makes me think of the guy on Two Broke Girls. And except for one thing, he's even worse. The one on Broke Girls, he's just short. He can't help that. But this guy is nuts. So,
that's why we call him quackers.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, he's just, I can't think of another description.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
exactly.
A couple of other interesting things that I picked up in the news while I was working on my show prep earlier. As you know, we've got the Iraq, we're still working on retaking Mosul. We got East Mosul. We're still working on West. But, let's see where it is. Ah, yes. A.Q. Khan, father of the Islamic bomb. Yes, Islamic bomb. In other words, he's the nuclear scientist that helped the Middle East get the bomb, i.e. Pakistan in this case. And he lives under intense security in the Pakistani capital, said that North Korea's leadership is not trigger happy and knows it cannot beat the United States in a war. Well, you know what? If that's the case, why is Quacker still doing propaganda videos and claiming he can and threatening every time we do anything, even our annual nuclear drills with South Korea?
Because the guy's nuts.
Well, there's a reason he's called Quackers on this show. And it ain't because he likes duck.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course,
I really don't think that he thinks things through like a normal person for beginners. And he's one of those people that I stand back and watch and I think anything that you do, really at this point, it wouldn't surprise me. I had a neighbor down in the Ozarks for a while that reminded me a lot of him. He was nuts too. And his probation officer told me, well, the way that he thinks is his mind works in circles, and it's like it's going into a spiral, and it continues spiraling and spiraling and it gets into this whirlwind. And when he gets at the whirlwind point, that's when he totally loses it. He doesn't have any control at that point in time of what he's doing. It's not that he's insane. It's just that his mind has changed from what it was. So, maybe that's what's going on with this guy. I mean,
I think
I don't know.
Part of it is
I can't see him thinking that he could win over America. But then, there's a lot of factors that are playing in here too. So,
very true. Now, I will say that I think part of it is Kim Jong-un is playing to the North Korea propaganda machine. Because, of course, the average North Korean citizen, and for this I almost thought they were the lucky ones. They didn't hear about any of the Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton nonsense that happened here in the States during our election cycle.
Oh my goodness, were they ever lucky?
Like I said, for that I envied them. However, they're total. Yeah. It is called the Hermit Kingdom for a reason.
I can understand that. Well, I wish I had been spared Hillary. I have known Hillary, not personally, but have been watching her at the point in time when he was a governor of Arkansas. I lived there, and I saw a whole lot of things and heard a whole lot of things that I much more would have preferred not to have saw or heard. And I'm sure that, that's how this whole election process went pretty much. And
what?
Still, as far as I could tell, they haven't given Trump any peace yet, President Trump,
That'll be an interesting conversation for Robinson and Wright tomorrow night when you're on the air with them, because they cover U.S. politics.
That sounds great. Okay, good.
So, now,
I'll look forward to it.
How can people get in touch with you when you're not on the air with me? I know you've got an @KLRN email address. I just don't have it memorized.
I do, and it's so easy to remember. If you can remember FLO, just think of a flower, because that's, basically what I like is a flower. And just remember the FLO.
So it's flow@KLRNradio.com?
Correct, FLO@KLRNradio.com.
Now, a lot of our listeners like to use Twitter. So what's your Twitter handle?
Iris.
No, you're
I have to check that one again.
Hang on, let me see if I can.
You Twitter me. What is my Twitter?
I'd have to look it up.
I'm not sure of, actually. I can bring it up, though, if that helps. Hang on. I just don't talk to myself much on Twitter, and I haven't used it all that much, but I am very much available on it. So let me see. I'll tell you in just a jiffy here.
Flobo. Flobow.
Ah, sure. Yeah, there we go.
So I had to look it up myself because I tagged you in a tweet today.
Oh, good. Good.
Yes,
well, I haven't been home today, but so I
wasn't home for the past few days.
But I will see it here in a while.
So I totally understand that feeling. All right, for my happy, interesting, unusual, neat story of the day, Prince Philip is retiring from public life. And I thought that was interesting. He is 95, he will be 96, and he said he will no longer stand for official duties. And the funny line that came out of that, which I thought, I don't have the audio clip, but I still thought it was funny. It said that he will no longer stand for formal duties. And he said, "Well, I can't stand much longer physically, so I won't be doing many more official duties." So he will retire.
I can imagine at that age.
Just before he and the Queen reach their 70th wedding anniversary in November.
Wow. Oh, wow. Oh.
Yes.
That's amazing.
The official announcement reads, His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh has decided he will no longer carry out public engagements from the autumn of this year. In taking this decision, the Duke has the full support of the Queen. Prince Philip will attend previously scheduled engagements between now and August, both individually and accompanying the Queen. Thereafter, the Duke will not be accepting new invitations for visits and engagements, although he may still choose to attend certain public events from time to time. The Duke of Edinburgh is patron or president or a member of over 780 organizations with which he will continue to be associated, although he will no longer play an active role. Her Majesty will continue to carry out a full program of official engagements with the support of members of the royal family. So, and it says that the difficult decision to step down was made by Philip himself. Well, just as we are about out of time, so just as a reminder to all my listeners out there, you can always find me on Twitter at Jessies POV, and you can email me at the station at Jessies POV at KLRNRadio, and don't forget to tune in to Flo's Focus, which will be starting this Wednesday.
Yes, I can't wait to get started. I'm looking forward to meeting everyone and getting to talk with everyone.
So it'll be starting, the first show will be this Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And if you're not in Eastern Time, hop on over to KLRN Radio, and we happen to have the time conversion charts right there for you. And I've also heard that after a couple episodes, it'll be available on iTunes too. So, on that note, folks, and all of you regulars know what's coming, I'm